Charging my Honda Civic. As I can see, I have a gauge. This is the first gauge I bought without even knowing I was going to get into um, refrigeration and AC. So as I can see, color coded. So I used to use this part on regular residential AC, but the gauge I bought came with the adapters for cars. I recommend, if you think you have a leak, do a leak search. This green that you're seeing, that's dye that is in the system. So if I had a leak search, I would have found that out. But I'm going to gas up. Let me tell you this, some people might say otherwise, that you can just buy can. So the can refrigerant is fake refrigerant, although it says the same thing, R134A. And now I know that my car use R134A is because it says it right here, R134A, right? So that's a good place to find what refrigerant your car use. So some people do that, they're going to sell a vehicle, they just go to any auto dealer place. They just go to any auto dealer place and purchase the little cans, because it doesn't take a lot, understand? But I'm in HVAC, might as well, you know, maybe people start calling me to gas up the car. But I'm telling you, the can, they're cheaper, but it's a fake refrigerant. It's actually 40% lighter than the real virgin refrigerant. So you see the tank? All right, so I have my gauge hook up. They're balanced now, 80-80, because that's a standing pressure. That's how you can tell if a system is out of thing. Not running yet. These clamp, using them for the first time, all you have to do is just push on. I was trying to hold it up and this side went on, this side wasn't going on, and then I realized just push them down and they connect. Something else to note, or you can tell when your car is low, even if you're just a, you know, regular person, apart from not feeling as cold as you want to feel, there's a way to test it. So see, right now inside my car is 79 degrees, right? Start the car, take off the recycling,
Bluetooth connected,
or recircling, sorry, because you don't want a fake reading, because this is good to use. And let me just tell you right now, the recircling air, what I normally do, this is my method. I get in the car, wind down all the windows, run the car for a couple, you know, a distance, and then when I get out the hot air, then I start push this button to recirculate the cold air inside, so it stays in instead of getting outside air. All right, so you want that. And there's a myth, some people go to max, and as you can hear, it's just a blower turn up. If you really want to know how cold your car is, or if you really want your car to get as cold as it can, you need to have it on the first mark, because when you turn that up, all you do, you're not turning up or adding more cold air to your car. All you're doing is turning up the blower wheel, which the faster the air is moving is not the colder it's going to be. All right, so as you can see, remember we started at 79 degrees, now we're at 67 degrees, and it doesn't drop lower than, when was it, 50, something like that. However, on a day like today, to really get your car cold, it should be like close to 40-ish, 42, 44, somewhere near there. That is what you're aiming for. All right, so that is so much on the inside. You can see 60 degrees, it's like 80 outside, 91 to be exact, 91. So I have a chart that telling me that on a day like today, and thank God for the internet, you can just Google it. So if you go to a shop and they're telling you foolishness, you can Google it. On a 91 day, my low side supposed to be reading, what is it? Between 20 and 45. So I want to say, because refrigerant deal with heat and all of that. So see, we're down now to 59 degrees. So it dropped 20 degrees. So let's go outside and see what the gauges are telling us. Right, so my high side gauge is at 105, 160, and my low side is at 25. Right, so we're about 20 degrees off. Something else to note is just in case you're not doing this yourself and you go to a shop to do it. Make sure they turn the bottle upside down. Which for me to do that, I'm going to have to move back my gauge because that's not far enough. And the reason why I'm doing this, in that tank, you have liquid and there is vapor. If you turn it, leave it upside, it's vapor, it's going to go in the system. But I want liquid, so when I turn it upside down, I'm going to get liquid in my system or in the AC. Alright, so to charge it, all I'm going to do is open this and you can see it's running, but you don't want to overcharge it. So what I'm going to do is add a little at a time and watch the gauges go up. And with this going up, the temperature is going to drop inside the car. So we're at 125 now, we're at 130. You can even hear the compressor kicks out. And if you realize it went up to 50 when the compressor kicks out, and then the compressor comes back in and it goes down to 30. Now let's go on the inside and see what's happening where the temperature is concerned. Alright, so we get the temperature to drop from 59 to 54. And I'm just going to turn this up a little bit more. Alright, so like I said, we're going to get to close to about 42 as possible. And like I mentioned before, I'm shooting for between 20 and 45. So we're at 30. And this pressure should not be rushed. I mean, this process should not be rushed because we're dealing with saturation and some help screw something in the way and get into. Another way to test, this pipe's supposed to be cold. And it's the same procedure for your house. So with 35 and high side about 200. So I think the high side needs to be about 220. And every time you open the door, you're letting in hot air. So all of that is going to have to be balanced out before you can get a true reading. Some people say do max AC so the compressor stay running. So let's try that. And based on my theory, you saw it was 60.4. See, with putting it to max and turning the fan all the way up, it went up to 61. So right there, that proved that theory that that's not right. So it's saying that it's hotter than it need to. So just AC alone, and I'm going to take it off the max and put it to in the middle, and I see it drop down 65, 66, 67. So we're getting 64 with the max AC. Let's take it off max AC and see what we get. So I drop about 2 degrees. It was 68 with the full blowing. That 2 degrees. It's just what we're getting here. So this is close to 40. Alright, so I'm gonna settle with this. Like I said, it's time consuming. I'm getting 43 degrees, 44. Remember when I started, I was like the car itself was 79 degrees, then it went down to 60, whatever. So it's hovering around, 44, 43-ish, fluctuating. And my pressure is about PSI between 38, 40, somewhere there. But yeah, that's it for today. Cool the air. So went driving and I got it down to like 42.6 degrees. So yeah, 43. Yep, cooler than before, right?